Okay, these baddie dogs need to chill. It's too many of y'all.
Bro.
Too many of y'all. You got Capri, you got Nugget. And what was
Nugget?
They
Bro,
all
what the
think they
fuck?
Paris Hilton with their
Oh,
dogs.
these.
That's what it's giving.
Carrying these dogs like a damn accessory, damn it. What, Zeus be sponsoring these dogs now too? They gonna have baddies going dogs and shit or some shit.
Baddie dogs.
Baddie dogs.
I don't even know. What would you call that?
That's called illegal dog fighting.
This the kind of beat to go, this the kind of beat to go, this the kind of beat to go, rock, top, top.
Welcome back to another episode of the Petty Headquarters. I'm your host, Tiana Locke, and I'm here with Crocodile Dundee, a.k.a. Indiana Jones, Jesse Strange.
Yo, you were setting me up. You wanted to say that so bad.
It's giving Indiana Jones.
It's giving.
But it's cute.
It's giving Jibaro from Puerto Rico, okay?
And Indiana Jones.
Oh, whatever. Yeah, very Latin vibes, okay?
You want to talk about your outfit? Outfit of the day with Jesse Strange.
Just giving the poor farmer from the mountains. That's the vibe.
But it's not looking poor. Like
no, it's obviously like the touchy, the 2025 version. But still Hibaro vibes. That's the vibes I was going for. Y'all know. If you don't,
we need a segment where before we start the show, I gotta be like, what was the inspo for the outfit of the day for you? Because obviously your outfits always eat in everyday life, even when you think they look like shit, it still eats down.
Yours does too.
No. They don't even do that. Don't do that. Don't do that weird fake shit. Yours does too.
No, it does.
Bitch, you don't need to eat. You could eat and that's it. Don't mention me. You could eat all by yourself.
This is crazy.
And that is that. You don't need to mention me, the fuck?
This has started off really off the rails. To those of you who are listening, by the way, hello. Sorry you can't see the outfit.
I'm dead. Yeah, okay. So for those that are listening, let's describe it. All right, so you're wearing like a hat. What do you call that type of hat?
This is a fedora.
Thank you. It's
darling.
a beige fedora, custom made.
Custom made, yes.
Around the, what's this area?
That snake, I think.
No. What's the name of the area around the hat?
The brim?
The brim, okay. Around the brim, there's like a snake pattern, and then there's
a feather, a card, like an ace card, right? I think so.
Yeah,
and then a customized,
like an old school ace card, like vintage.
And then a customized, we're all mad here on the side underneath the brim over here.
Yeah, and then it looks a little like
burnt up,
yeah, like giving that vintage vibe.
It was actually giving Jimi Hendrix meets Alice in Wonderland meets
Indiana Jones. That's what it's giving. And then so you got this shirt. How would you describe the shirt?
Summer vibes, see-through, a little mesh. No, I wouldn't say mesh, but it's there's mesh and knitting.
Yes. There is some knitting. There's some swirls.
And then some coffee beans for the necklace from Jamaica.
And then you have this necklace with a little glass bottle attached to it, like you're about to send a message overseas or some shit.
Yeah, like a little jar.
Oh, a little jar.
And that's it, guys. That is your outfit of the day.
Outfit of the day with Jessie. Love to see it. All right. So without further ado, I guess welcome to the Petty Headquarters. Welcome back if you are returning. We are a pop culture podcast where we do cover, pop culture bullshit, celebrity drama, as well as reality TV, aka Zeus Network. And we are back at it again. So without further ado, let's just get into this week's dose of mess. As you all know, the Baddies Midwest reunion dropped. Part 1 dropped Sunday, and we watched it. And we contemplated, should we record that day? But we didn't. So obviously now we're a little late. We're a little late. Sorry in advance if you're hearing this now, because I know somebody gonna talk shit, talk about why y'all late. But with that being said, I mean, I guess you know what?
We try.
Right, exactly.
We try. We have a few different cameras involved. You know, we do our thing
No,
here.
we really do. Like, and no shade, but like, you know, other people, they do it quick on their phone. That's fine. But like, no shade to them. But like, we don't do that here. So it takes longer to not only just get everything set up and just have our shit together, but then we both work full-time jobs, and then bitches be getting sick and then not be feeling good. And then it's just a lot. It's tiring.
And now we're here.
Okay, we're here. And yeah, moving forward, it would be nice to try to, like, you know, for the next parts, just record that day. Like we did the last time with ET.
Yeah.
That shit was a time. That was a time.
Yeah,
that was that fun.
This week we'll start off slow, but you already know that there's always 4 parts to these reunions, so I'm not even pressed. You know, we try, guys, and so it really does mean a lot to us when you do support, you like, you comment, you engage with the community. I love when you guys get into debates and then end up like being respectful to one another. We love that here.
Y'all keep it cute. Y'all keep it cute.
Yeah, we love to hear you guys, your guys' opinion, and also where you're from. So don't forget to comment where you guys are from, and I think. That being said, we can jump right into the reunion. Finally, bitch.
I know, right? After 2,000 years. All right, so Baddies Midwest Reunion Part 1. It starts off with a bang, you know. First of all, you have everybody coming in, and I'm seeing everybody's outfits. Really, let's just talk about the outfits for a second.
Yes.
And there were 2 different outfits. Clearly, there was outfit changes.
Right.
But the beginning, where they come in and they go in the dressing room, I really loved Biggie's outfit.
Mm-hmm.
Biggie, Nunu, and who else? There was
Jazz.
Jazz's outfit. Yeah, it was
Pretty
giving Little
P,
Kim.
yes.
Pretty P did look really good.
Who else?
I mean, that's pretty much it.
Nah, they all look good though. Janisha always
look good, but we're talking about like the beginning scene, like before, those first outfits. They were really, really nice. Like I feel like me in particular, like I really, really fucked with Biggie's outfit a lot.
The ties with the skirt.
With the yes, I love that. And then, you know, Nunu's outfit, Jazz, like you said,
her
like
big red coat. Love the red.
And like they really came to eat. I was like, I love this. I love this little intro outfit you guys got going on.
Yeah, for sure. I also want to talk about how in the intro you see them going through the metal detectors.
I know. And I was like, yo, they have to have metal detectors with these crazy ass bitches.
Yeah, for real. And it's raining outside. So you got this B-roll with these girls looking real fucking good, okay?
Yeah.
With the rain, it's like fucking it all up. And then the metal detectors, it just looks crazy. But they look good.
But it's funny because they have metal detectors because you already know who's showing up. Tommy. Like, we don't know what type of time she's going to be on.
Exactly.
But they always had metal detectors, right? Even before Tommy.
I think so.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But yeah, anywho, so we start watching, right?
Okay. It opens up with Dolly.
It does.
Summer and Big Lex. Yes.
They're in the dressing room, you know, chatting. They not really, I mean, Summer looked cute with her little intro outfit, her green and pink. But like in there, you kind of see them dressed down.
Yeah. They're just talking about how they hyped that they finally here. They made it to the reunion.
Yeah.
It's like everybody goes to the show to be ready for the reunion. It's so funny because it's like a huge deal. It's like WWE SmackDown.
Yeah, it is. It is a huge deal. It is. Like, I feel like it's more important than the show because a lot of people will just tune in to the reunion and not tune into the show. So, yeah. Then Rolley comes in. She has a dog. First of all, that was so random because I'm like, okay, these baddie dogs need to chill. It's too many of y'all.
Bro.
Too many of y'all.
What, Zeus be sponsoring these dogs now too? They gonna have fucking baddies going dogs and shit or some shit.
Baddie dogs.
Baddie dogs.
I don't even know. What would you call that?
That's called illegal dog fighting. Sorry.
Bro, you got Capri, you got Nugget. And what was
Nugget?
What was this? What's Rolley's fucking new dog? And why they all tiny? Why they all fucking annoyingly
cute,
tiny?
Though. It's cute, but
they all think they Paris Hilton with their fucking dogs. That's what it's giving.
Carrying these dogs like a damn accessory, damn it. Pissing me the fuck off.
That's what it's giving, like an accessory for real.
Watch them start bringing snakes and shit next, thinking they cute.
No.
Then I'm gonna get tight.
Those girls don't give that vibe. But if that happens, I
say
you said it first.
In Africa?
Yo.
Nah, yeah, but that'd be wild, bro.
That would be wild.
That'd be wild, bro. No, in history though, that's what ball pythons were used for. Back in the day in Africa, they used that's what they were used for. They were used for jewelry and shit like that. Just an FYI for a little bit of education here. Ball pythons, Google it.
All right. I mean, listen, they all just got these damn dogs on their hip like an accessory for real. And they all tiny and annoying to look at. Except for Capri. Capri's like the cutest one.
Capri is very cute.
So cute. And macho. Macho.
But Rolley does come in and she apologizes to Summer for fighting her at the auditions.
We didn't watch that.
We didn't watch the auditions, but I do gotta say that seeing Rolley take the initiative to apologize.
That was different.
Character development?
A little bit,
10 seasons later?
Yeah. Character development from Rolley is a big deal.
Yeah.
It's a big deal.
Yeah, so that was interesting.
I was happy she apologized to Summer because, like, I mean, it from the recap, it looked like there was no real beef.
Right.
Like, you know?
Right.
But I did not watch the audition, so I cannot even speak on that scenario.
Right.
I can't even have different viewpoints because we didn't watch that shit.
Right. But then there is the next scene. The next scene is Ivory, Pretty P, and Jazz. And Jazz is looking, like I said, fucking good in her red dress.
Yeah.
I mean, red jacket. And I don't know, they were just talking about...
They were just talking about
the
shit.
small bullshit.
Yeah, like, I don't even know. Ivory basically was just saying she's ready for whatever.
Right,
like,
right.
She don't care. She fighting everybody, whoever won it. Like, she's on that type of timing.
Ivory looked good. I liked her gold dress.
Oh, I don't remember what it looked like.
Yeah, she looked good. I was like, all right, Ivory. She rough cute, you know?
Yeah,
She's
that's
rough
what
cute.
it is. Rough cute, for sure. Yo. That's probably why fucking Jaden got a crush on her. She fucking rough cute. But, you know, we go into the next part where it's Jayla. It's Tink, it's Nunu, Jaden, DTB, whatever. And Jayla and Tink are arguing. And I honestly, Tink is calling Jayla fake. And so this argument came from something that happened off the show when they were hanging out with Natalie, and this was like before, like it was around in November before Thanksgiving came up. I know that because Tink is like, Thanksgiving coming up and you a turkey, and I just started cracking the fuck up.
remember that, yeah.
So apparently what had happened was, allegedly, because you know stuff is going around, Tink found out that Jayla was telling her business to Mariah. Mariah comes back and she's telling Tink, and then Tink confronts Jayla about that. And Jayla is basically arguing with her, trying to explain herself like, I'm trying to communicate with you. This is not the case. But clearly they weren't on the same page. So after that, the energy was never the same. If you guys have like a more detailed breakdown of that, feel free to put that in the comments, because on our end, there's not a detailed breakdown. So, letting y'all know now. So, they argue in this dressing room. Tink is calling her fake and saying basically all the stuff we were saying.
Yeah, I know. It's just quite interesting.
Right. And then, you know, Jayla kind of gets upset and basically talks about, oh, you know, you're saying all this stuff about me, but you fell out with your quote-unquote sister that you came on the show with. And that's worse than me falling out with Natalie or someone else on the show. So their arguments are always really dumb to me, so I don't ever internalize them. It just goes through one ear and out the other because I honestly don't care that much. But only thing I do care about is the fact that Tink started saying the same shit that we've been saying. And I just wonder, what y'all think about Tink? Because a lot of people already talk shit about how they don't like Tink. They don't like Tink. They don't like Tink. And I don't understand it. Like, I really don't understand that. What do you think? What do you take from that whole thing?
No, I mean, she said what we already feel. So it's like, but you know how people are always going to side with someone who's more popular because that's just the way the cookie crumbles. So, like, to me, it's like, if me and Tink were, like, if we were in the same room, we'd be saying the same thing. So we'd be like, yeah, bitch, like, we know. You know what I mean? So, like, facts.
Right.
There is the scene that you did skip where it was where we see Anna, Biggie, Tasiki, and Scotty talking. And Scotty does talk about, you know, how she addresses a little bit about the situation with Rolley. And how, you know, she didn't see the other parts of the show where, you know, she did see obviously Rolley and what had happened. And I don't think she really regrets that part, which is taking her side. I think when she addressed everything online, she really meant it in a sense of like, you know, I didn't see her getting bullied by Summer. I didn't like that, you know, that she was getting picked on them more than just Rolley.
Right.
You know? And so anyways, they address it later on when Rolley and her meet. But I think we're getting introduced to that is the issue at hand.
Yeah.
This is also the scene where we find out that Anna, like as Anna and Scotty are talking about the whole Slim situation, Anna says that she don't feel bad for Slim. And I know that you were like,
yeah,
I agree.
I was saying the same shit.
Right.
Yeah, like you signed up for this shit. What is there to feel bad for? Like,
right.
I don't get it. And, you know, a lot of people are like, oh, to insinuate that Slim deserved this. I mean, it's not really so much that she deserved it. It's so much that she called for it. Like, no one deserves that, right? How she got treated. But that's not what it's about. It's about the fact that she agreed to it. And
right.
I mean, if that's what you agreed to,
right,
those are going to be the consequences.
Correct.
So why are we getting upset at consequences that she agreed to?
Willingly chose
to do. So I feel like that's where I come from. And that's,
I agree.
You know, where Anna came from. And I agree with that. But it was so funny because she was like, how she jumping? She don't care. She jumping everybody.
Yeah, she did say that.
I'm like, what did you think of her outfit?
She looked like
with
a
the
teacher.
blazer, with the little Astro Boy thing. I mean, I didn't really like it, but it wasn't bad. But it was like,
I know a lot of people
about it was off.
Yeah, a lot of people felt like that.
I loved her second outfit though. When she came on the reunion stage, that shit was fire with the boots, with the little biker jacket, whatever she had on. That was fire.
She looked like Shigo.
Okay, I could see that.
A little bit of like a Shigo vibe.
I could see that. Yeah.
From Kim Possible.
Yeah. But the first one, I mean, it was cute. But I don't know what the fuck it was giving.
She was a teacher.
I was not sure what the vibe. That's what Tasiki said, right?
Yeah.
I wasn't sure what the vibe was.
Like, yeah, I guess she got a new stylist because these are very different outfits than her normal.
Very different outfits.
I don't know. It's interesting. But then we get to the next scene.
But I do want to talk about Biggie kind of like, you know, checking Scotty, saying that she was talking a lot of shit on the internet when it came to Rolley. So, like, how is she going to deal with that? Because you were talking shit, you know, how is this going to go down? Are you prepared for this type shit? And, you know, she's explaining the situation, but I guess with that whole Scotty and Rolley thing, I kind of see both sides to it.
100%, me too.
I see both sides to it.
Yeah, I agree. And I think we'll hear more about those two sides when they're on stage and stuff like that. But we do go on to the next scene where Emma and Yoshi end up walking in on Summer, Bad Dolly, and Big Lex. And Emma was ready. Like yeah,
she wanted to fight Summer.
She wanted to fight Summer. They go in, and then, I mean, I don't know. They start fucking fighting. But the thing is that what was crazy is it just escalated so quickly because first you got fucking Emma coming in, ready to fight Summer. I think I seen Summer about to, like, lose or get slammed to the wall or some shit. And then all of a sudden, Bad Dolly come out of nowhere and starts fucking sneaking and jumping and rocking Emma.
Yeah, really like blowing blows to the face, uppercuts and all that. And then Emma had a bloody nose after that.
Oh, yeah, from apparently her nose ring. But also, she ended up having a vision loss in her eyes. Did you know that?
No, I didn't know that.
You didn't know that?
No.
Yeah, yo, she went online. Listen, I don't know up to what, like, I don't think she's blind, but I don't know, but
That's fucked up.
She did go online and said, I still can't see you, some shit like that. And, you know, I think it's interesting about this
How much are they paying y'all for that? Yo, like, I just want to know what's the bag. Like, especially Emma for a new bitch. Like, to be going through all that, like, is it worth it? At what cost? Like,
Bad Dolly, I think, you know, she was, like, cool until that, in my opinion. And I feel like a lot of people felt like that. Like, they were like, what the fuck? Like, you were the first one to bitch to Natalie about jumping. You were the first one to say, you know, all these things, how we're this, we're that. But then you jumped right in and fought a battle that wasn't for you, which is wild to me. I don't know. Bad Dolly kind of gave me a bad taste on that. It was not cute. I'll tell you that.
There was really no reason for you to jump. It felt like she just wanted to fight.
She just wanted to fight, exactly.
That's what it gave.
And
like,
I know that after seeing the show air out, Emma was close with Lex, But then when she seen how Lex in her confessional was like, you got to get ready and stay ready or some shit like that, Emma didn't like that and was like, oh, you mad fake. Basically called her out and cut her off. They go back and forth. Lex is like, you're letting the internet get to your head. And she was like, nah, I ain't hear that. I ain't hear you say that. Lex is like, yeah, well, I was staring right at you when I said it. She's like, bitch, I wasn't you think I'm processing what you're saying right now? Like, I got jumped. Like, if I'm not thinking about what you're saying. Anyways, their friendship ends there, by the way. This is after the reunion, like when it airs online.
Wow.
And I will say, I do feel bad for Emma. Like, she seems like cool. Like, you know, like a chill. Like, yes, her personality is in like TV.
Yeah, but there was no need for all that.
Like, I didn't think she needed to get jumped like that.
Yeah, there was no need for all that.
No.
Like, it was too much going on. But Bad Dolly really wanted to fight because she ate her the fuck up. I was like, damn, breakfast, lunch, and dinner combo. Like, what the fuck? It was just too much. So now we finally see the hosts. You know, we always get to see the two hosts sit down together in their little trailer and talk about what's about to come. So we see Janisha and Saucy Santana. Saucy, was that the same outfit he wore the last season?
It was.
You checked?
I checked.
It was, right?
It was.
I was like, why is he wearing the same thing? I don't know what to make of that.
Me neither.
Did he probably not remember that he wore the same thing? Nah, you know, I get it. Life moves fast. He probably didn't remember. He probably didn't even think about it. But I'm like, you're really wearing the same fucking outfit. Like, are you making this like your Baddies Midwest reunion outfit? Like, I don't know what the vibes are.
Is it a uniform? Like,
yeah, like, are you showing up in baddie uniform? Like, I don't know the vibes.
Right.
I kind of didn't like that. I was like, why are you wearing the same shit?
Yeah, I didn't know what to make of it.
I didn't know what to make of it either. But it's like, I mean, I guess who are we to say anything?
Listen. You know what though? If you really think about it, let it be a lesson to y'all bitches. Because I know bitches that love to be like, I don't wear shit twice. Da, da, da. Look at Saucy. He had no damn shame. He said, listen, I got money. I'm friends with Young Miami. I'm on the top and I still wear the same outfit, bitch.
I mean, yeah, duh. That can be accurate and true, but it can also just be like, why though? Like, why do you need to wear this? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just so weird. I'm like, okay, is this gonna just be like your baddie uniform for the reunions? Like, is this gonna be a recurring thing? Because it's your second time hosting, which is great. You're a great host.
Yes.
But I saw that and I was like, I don't get it.
Yeah, I didn't get it either. You know, obviously, I was just talking my shit just now. But I do know that he made it very clear, no injury reserves.
Yo, I know.
And size don't matter.
I know. He really said that. He just be so ready.
He's so messy.
Yeah, no.
It's so funny. But I did notice, though. I mean, tell me your opinion on this.
Okay. Oh, boy.
He kind of chilled out a little bit. Like, I feel like the first season he was here to like, but again, this is just the first episode. But I did notice that and I'm skipping ahead here, but when Biggie came out, like he gave Biggie her flowers instead of coming for her. And I thought it was interesting because he didn't really like Biggie. You know what I'm saying? So I thought it was interesting. Like his energy feels a little bit more like he's being respectful a little bit more, I guess. I don't know what it is, but I feel like he's coming in a little bit more conscious of like what he's doing, or maybe he likes more girls, or maybe he got to know a few more girls. So he's treading a little lighter than he did when he first came in.
Right. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. However, he's still not afraid to like, you know, check something when he sees it, which is good. He just has a calmer energy about it.
Right.
So I see that. But he's still saying size don't matter. No injury reserve, bitch. Right. Ain't none of that. He just more calm about it. But it's still, I feel like, the same, I guess, judgments that he had from the past season. So then we suddenly see Melanie. We see Mel talking about how she want to leave. She feels unsafe. And you know what? She's like, oh, I got to fight this bitch, that bitch, now this, and Tasiki. Like, how many bitches am I going to fight? Like, I'm leaving. Right? And you know what? When I first saw her say that, I said, good for you. Because guess what? You weren't even on the cast. You're not getting paid as much as the girls that were on the entire show. You came in at the end. You're not getting paid that much to be fighting 7 other bitches.
Right.
It is not worth it.
No.
It really isn't. You're supposed to only be fighting 1. That was the agreement. But why do all of these other girls, because they like Ivory and side with Ivory, why do they all want to fight you? And you know it's the reunion, so it's going to be on bullshit. So she explains that And Natalie, first of all, this fucking red ugly ass outfit she had. Yo, we gotta talk about that.
We do gotta talk about that.
She had on this Jocelyn's Cabaret stripper ass outfit with her titties just hung out, okay, with little pasties, red pasties on the shits, okay, and I don't know. I'm sorry. I don't want to body shame here, but your body's just not tea, and it's just I don't know.
You know what? I don't even think that it's her body's not tea, because I feel like Natalie, she's got a good body. I just feel like it's not her.
It's not her, but also it's just like she has a very square body. Have you noticed that? Like there's not much curvature to her, and even the backside, it's a little square, and she just square. She box shaped.
Yeah, she's a box shape.
Box shaped.
But I feel like again, that's to me that's
like
fine.
A carton of milk.
Like
what's wrong with you? That's what she shaped like. She shaped like a carton of milk, like a milk carton, bitch. Like I can't. Like, so when I seen this, I'm like, yeah, it's not her. But also too, I'm like, yo, what the fuck? What is it? What is it?
Yeah, I just feel like it was like it'd be different if it was like Jocelyn. But it's not Jocelyn.
Like, that's the vibe, Yeah, her is not the fucking vibe.
I was so confused.
And then when she fucking performed like she was Jocelyn, that pissed me the fuck off.
Bro.
Pissed me the fuck off. Why are you performing before the reunion start?
When she performed, I was
what
like,
is this? What the fuck is this? What you think you Jocelyn? Like, what is this?
Yeah, the performance was out of
pocket. The performance was crazy. I'm like, why are you on stage right now? And why did it have to be that outfit? Like, couldn't it have been something else?
It's giving Jocelyn.
You want to be Jocelyn? Like, what are you taking notes, like, little by little from each bitch that you met in your entire life to see how you can... Yeah, it was giving Stunna, Jocelyn. Like, it was like, are you taking notes from their books and just, I don't know, incorporating them into one and becoming a new person now?
She's a grifter, though, like that.
She always becomes a new person, like, every 2 years. Mm-hmm. Like, I don't get it. Like... Yeah. Now that that's out the way with her ugly ass performance, going back to the whole Mel situation, Mel does explain that, she doesn't feel safe. She feels threatened. She wants to go. Natalie is walking with her, but it felt like she didn't really give a fuck. It was one of those things where she was just saying, okay, like, trying to console her. Mm-hmm. But then as they're walking out with security for her to leave, who's at the end of the stairs? Well, what do you know? It's Ivory. I was like, wow. She would be at the end of the stairs. She would be. Like, you're telling me, and this is the shit. This is why people act. This is why I don't know why people are shocked when Natalie's fake towards them. I really don't get it.
Yeah, I mean, what I thought was interesting, one, was that Mel had a fucking mouth guard in her mouth when Natalie came in. And I think one, that shows most importantly her paranoia, right? Everybody's paranoid and energy is high during the reunion. Then
I didn't even peep that.
Yeah. And then she's like, saying, I can't, like, I don't trust y'all, yada, yada, yada. I know people were saying that, I don't know why she's acting like she didn't go online and talk all that shit about everybody, mm-hmm. which is why she ended up with so many enemies. Mm-hmm. And so, which is true. But again, she's not getting paid enough to fight all of y'all either way. And at the end of the day, Zeus is not going to protect her. And I think that's where the paranoia is coming from, because she realizes, I'm here and I just feel like I'm going to get set up. And as she's telling Natalie, I guess, she's insinuating she's going to get set up. Natalie's like, she's not going to jump you. I'm not going to let it happen.
Of course, she always saying that.
Right, reassures her. So I thought it was funny that, of course, like you said, when now Mel has decided she's leaving, she's not doing this. You know what I mean? You see Ivory at the bottom. And of course, that was done by production. They're like, fuck it. We already paid her something to get here.
Right.
We got to get something out of her. So, of course, it was a setup.
Right. Yeah. Right. And what's funny is that Natalie's like, I'm not going to let anyone jump you, but I'm still going to let Ivory fight you. I ain't say that, though. But what I said was, I'm not going to let the girl jump you. So if we could at least get this fight at the bottom of the stairs before you go, that'd be great. Mm-hmm. That's what it was given.
And Mel knew exactly what it was.
Yeah, she was like, why is she at the bottom of the stairs? Mm-hmm. Bro, Ivory was going off, calling her all types of names, talking about she threw piss, all this stuff. You drank my piss. Like, calling her scary, saying she's scared, all this stuff. And honestly, good for Mel. I'm glad you left, because the way it was looking for her, either she was going to be embarrassed or be the star of the show. It was not, there's not going to be any in between, because if you're fighting all those girls, you're going to be talked about. 100%. You're going to be talked about.
I love how, though, as she's leaving, fucking Natalie's like, you're not going to be a baddie. You're not going to be on Baddies. And it's like,
I know.
Oh my God. Like,
so ugly.
Like,
just dangling that shit above their heads like it's some fucking trophy.
And
like,
this is why, and you can see the paranoia in Mel's face the whole time. Like, I see anxiety and paranoia. I felt it through the screen. And that's probably why she went online when this was filmed. She went online that night and was like, I don't know. She was clarifying that she left because Zeus is demonic. She kept saying Zeus is demonic, the energy of this and that. She was talking shit about it. But again, going back to the same thing that a lot of people say when they realize there are certain people that either they dance with the devil or they don't. And the people that don't end up freaking out and being like, yo, they're demonic. They're fucking this and that. Because it's either you dance or you don't. And she ran away. She, you know what I mean? And proud of her, honestly.
Because honestly, let me ask you this. If Mel fought all those girls in the reunion, do you think they would bring her back for Africa?
Maybe, because they're all going to Africa.
I think it would be like...
It would have been a story.
It would have been a higher chance for her to come back to Africa if she had fought all those
Especially if she had beef with Ivory
and then she had beef with Tasiki. So it's like...
Well, Tasiki, didn't come back to Africa.
Yeah, that's true.
But like, again, anybody... I feel like her and Ivory would have had the story. Yes, I think she would have, if not been a replacement. You know what I mean?
But whatever, she didn't take that bait. And good for her, because it was just way too much. But what killed me, and I'm just gonna say this right now because we're talking about the whole Mel and Ivory situation, what annoyed the shit out of me is when Natalie went on stage after her fucking outfit change, talking about she's scary, she ran away like a little bit. I was like, whoa, where is this energy coming from? Calm the fuck down.
Being mad messy,
OD lying. Like you're not ever gonna save your case. You're not.
OD lying.
What kills me about Natalie is that she will do shit like this and will always go on the internet and be like, you're lying, bitch. We see it in 4K. Why do you keep telling? And it's just a cycle. She doesn't stop. She don't care. She don't care. She's gonna be like, I'm gonna tell you you're lying, even if you're not. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
No, it's true. And then this is where we get the B-roll of like the audience, which was mad random. Why are we getting B-roll of the audience? Oh my God, yeah, when they're walking in, like, I don't give a fuck about who they are. Like, what the fuck are we talking? Like, get to the reunion. Why the fuck am I seeing all these people walking in like... Get random ass cuts of Natalie fucking performing. But
that was so ugly.
Nah, the most out of pocket though.
I'm surprised it wasn't Matt Cash.
Right? So true.
And then Betty, hey. He always doing some shit.
No, for real. But the craziest part about this whole thing was the split screen transitions in between while they're performing with the audience. You don't remember that?
No.
She was literally performing, but there was like split screens going around. Like it was really like a collage type thing. You don't remember that?
No, that's crazy. Yeah. Did we watch the same shit?
Yeah, we did. I was right next to you.
That's so funny. Yeah, well, I didn't see it. Oh, well.
Yeah, so then Bobby Lights comes in. He introduces Janisha.
Janisha looked beautiful.
Yes, she does.
Whatever Swarovski. How do you pronounce it?
She looked like, that's what I said. She looked like a Swarovski diamond.
Swarovski. Let me look this shit up. I'm going to type. Swarovski. Got it. What the fuck? Why are you looking at me like that? Why are you looking at me like that?
No reason.
Sword. You're looking at me like I embarrassed you in front of your friends or some shit.
A little bit. Yeah, that's how it felt. I was like, bitch, get it together. We on camera.
I don't give a fuck. If fucking Tink could talk about look, I'm a fucking mispronounce Swarovski. All right, I don't give a fuck. At least I learned and I pronounced it right. The fuck?
Well, Janisha was shining bright like a diamond.
She was shining bright like a diamond. Her outfit was beautiful. Gorgeous as always. I think this is my favorite reunion look from her. Top. Out of all of her reunion looks, this is it. This is it.
Yeah, and then she introduces Santana. Now we finally hitting the stage, y'all. We finally hitting the stage. Saucy does say that his favorite baddie is Summer.
Yes, he did. I was like, clocky. Let me stop. I feel like I have a love-hate relationship with Summer. Like,
I do too.
It's like I like her, but then she be doing shit, and I'll be like, yo, you're annoying.
Shit out of me, right?
But then she be like, Ramide. And then I like her again. I'm like, what is this? This is like a toxic relationship.
Yeah, for sure.
It's like, still pretty. Like, what the
oh,
fuck?
My mama.
Oh, my mama. Like, what are you talking about?
No, for real. And hey, I gotta say, listen, she's annoying as fuck.
Oh, D.
But, I mean, she has had classic moments. She got everybody saying, oh, my mama.
No, for real.
And, Saucy does say that his least favorite was Tink.
Yeah, which is annoying. I felt like that was very just so biased because of, I guess, the situation from last season with Meatball. Because he also didn't really have Tink's back either. True. And it's like, how did you not see that, you know, Meatball was giving a little bit of haterade? Like, I don't get it. Like,
so
it'd be nice to fucking interview Saucy Santana and see what the fuck was going on in his mind when he said that. Like, what are you seeing? What? No, like, let's debate this. Like, did you not see how she acted about the chain? Like,
the only thing I have to say is that maybe he actually, like, on the side knows Meatball.
Maybe.
And that's why.
That's the only thing I could think of because it just wasn't making any sense to me. But that could be the case. Maybe he knew her first because, you know, she was on the internet and liked her personality more. Maybe that's where that biased energy is coming from because I'm like, I like Tink. I don't know what the issue is. Like, I really don't.
Yeah. Well, Natalie gets called out. And this is where she starts talking to shit about Mel or whatever.
Oh, God. Talking about she was running from Ivory in the parking lot. Girl, are you dumb?
Running is out of pocket.
Running is outrageous. She really dragged it.
Yeah. Like, the bitch took forever to leave. What are you talking about? She was talking forever, like yelling a bunch of shit before she left.
Right. I'm like, yo, why is she really dragging the shit out of the story right now? Whatever.
Yeah.
And then get hype with the audience. Like,
yeah.
Oh.
And then Janisha calls out Scotty. And I know that on the internet they mentioned something like the fans noticed that Scotty never hugged Janisha. And so I guess they made it such a big deal and Scotty felt the need to respond and was like, hey guys, like I waved at her.
Scotty needs to stop responding to the fans.
She told me she didn't want to hug.
I don't give a fuck. Like, I'm over this whole Scotty and Janisha story. They don't like each other. End of fucking discussion. What is there? Janisha's not even on the show. She's the host. That's it. What else is there to discuss? Who cares if they didn't say hi? Who cares if Janisha didn't want to hug her? Like,
yeah, I don't think it was necessary for Scotty to respond.
I don't think it was necessary for Scotty to respond, but I also don't think it was necessary to even mention. Like, it
I
wasn't
agree,
that
but
newsworthy.
You know how the fans are.
Those extremists are so fucking ugly. Like, there was no need to mention that. Like,
you know how they are.
Who cares? That was so ugly.
Yeah.
But this is the thing with Scotty, and this is what I've been talking about when I said what I said before. But you didn't really, agree. Now Rolley's saying it. Now you see her responding to the fans. Like, she's always feeling the urge or the need to respond because she cares what people think about her. Mm. And that's cute, right? That's fair. But girl, you gotta stop at some point. You really do. Like, at some point, do you not get annoyed? Like, do you not get tired? Like, I don't know. Maybe she got annoyed. I don't know. I really don't fucking know. I'm over it. Especially with the whole Janisha shit. It's too sticky to be Stop responding.
I know that people were I guess, analyzing how Janisha was a little bit like messy with Scotty this season.
She was. She has help now. She got Saucy there to help her.
Yeah.
Because
she was clocking her.
She was. But she's never this talkative. I was shocked.
Right.
But I was like, you know what it is? I feel like having the live audience helped her. Like, because before there was no live audience and it was just these bitches that she probably don't fuck with and Scotty and it's quiet and it's awkward.
True.
Now there's an audience, so there's more to interact with. There's more for her to really be put in that host energy, which she wasn't in before, which is why we said she's a terrible host. But this season and the last season, we saw more of her hosting skills progressing, because I think maybe the audience has something to do with it.
Yeah, maybe. And also, I think Saucy and her balance each other out.
They do, because she's calm and he's crazy.
Yeah, so this time, it was like they was playing ball on the same basketball court. He was passing the ball and she was like, yes, Scotty, you said you was practicing to fight. And when Rolley came out and then she was like calling out Rolley, like, you said you was going to come and fight her and da-da-da-da-da. So it was so funny how, like, to see Janisha in that environment. Or
it was funny.
In that, in that mode.
It was because I was like, oh, wow, she's really coming with a different energy. Like, she would, but it was never like this. Like, this is like, yeah, she don't care. She's having fun with it. Before, it was just like bland. Like, you could tell she wasn't really having fun, but it seemed like she's having fun now.
Yeah, or she over it enough to be like,
fuck it.
Yeah, like, fuck you, fuck him, fuck this. Like, I'm just here for a check. So, yeah, Scotty.
Yeah.
What happened to that? I thought you was practicing to fight.
Yeah, and even after the fact, when she has her shoes off, they kept questioning her, like, why you have your shoes off? Why you have your shoes off? Da-da-da. She's like, I only took them off because DTB. But we gotta get the DTB.
When DTB gets announced, the whole crowd, DTB. It's so funny. And she's over here coming out like a fucking WWE SmackDown fucking superstar.
Yeah.
I like her
outfit. She really had the whole silver, white, gray outfit. Like, she had the boxing gloves on. She had the belt around her. I was like, this girl knows how to entertain.
She definitely knows how to fucking entertain.
She knows how to entertain, yo. She really came out in a fucking wrestling outfit.
Nah, for real.
And it was mad cute. Why was
cute.
the fucking wrestling outfit mad cute?
So fucking cute.
Like,
she looked good. She comes out, gives everyone a kiss, gives Scotty a kiss, and then
like a hug and all that. Then she goes to hug Natalie. She slapped her.
She hugged Natalie. Natalie smacks her butt. And then
she smacks her. And you could tell everyone is so caught off guard by this. Tasiki and Scotty both go back like, like super shocked. Like, even Natalie is like, what the fuck? Like, and they say that she was just in the back, like, talking with us, taking shots with us. It was no weird energy. Like, I don't know what this is. And everyone's confused. Janisha's confused. She's silent. Saucy's confused. Like, the crowd is going wild. All right? And then DTB takes her wig off, throws it. She has the swimming cap on. I'm like, what the fuck? Then, of course, Saucy's like, nah, you gotta let them run it. You gotta let them run it. Natalie gets up and, she's trying to attack DTB. And then after that, security kind of like lets them fight. Then I don't know what the fuck that was. I wouldn't call it a fight.
Yeah, it wasn't really
anything. It wasn't really anything, but
it was a squabble.
It was a little squabble, and it was like head tapping. Like, I don't know what that was. But, the way they made it seem on the internet was that DTB really smacked shit out of her. Like, she didn't really smack her. She gave her a tap on the head.
A little love tap on the chin. It's all it was.
That's exactly. That remind me when Krishan did that to her. Remember on Baddies West? It was literally that. It was just like that. And it's dragged that, like, you smacked this shit out of that. Like, no, she didn't.
But it was epic.
It was great.
It was epic. It was epic to see the freeze frame of Tasiki and Scotty so appalled.
So dumbfounded.
It was amazing. I've been waiting for someone just to attack Natalie since E.T. I was so high.
That was such a time. I will never forget. That was a reunion.
That's what I'm saying. So
when
this is so
E.T. attacked. I was cracking the fuck. Natalie fell back in the chair. Like, I think that was the craziest part. Not only did she run up on you, but you really fell.
Yo.
She fell back so hard. Out of shock, bitch.
I just love a good quick move attack on Natalie Nunn. It's just so funny. And I admire the women that have the fucking cojones to do it.
Cojones.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you need some big motherfucking balls to do that. to be confident enough to do that and still have a chance to come back.
Yeah.
And DTV did it fucking right. Because, you know, Natalie's like confused, like, what the fuck was that about?
And you even see Jayla come out unannounced,
First
talking
of all,
about, what's going on? Is that Natalie? Are you dumb? Are you stupid? Is that Natalie? What the fuck? Bro, I'm like, you see, I don't want to talk about Jayla, but she keep doing shit. So Jayla unannounced comes out from the back.
Pops
Ain't nobody even call her yet.
Pops her small little head out like,
right. And she even tries to go over and like, it's crazy. But you know what I noticed? Jayla, after all the shit that you see with Natalie, after how she treated you, why are you still checking up on her and being a good friend to her? Why?
It's the same thing that Rolley did though. Rolley literally, when DTV comes back out, got up and you'll see on the next episode, when we see showing of the next episode, she does mention, you want to bully Natalie knowing she's not going to fight. So Rolley's fighting for Natalie too.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? These girls just have like this toxic relationship with her. That's really what it is.
Yo, they're fucking conditioned, yo.
Yes.
They're fucking conditioned.
Get in line, bitches.
Yeah, whatever.
But anyways, yeah. So I did clip the reason why, because obviously we're all confused as to why DTB did that.
Right.
I did clip it if you want to play an explanation of that.
Yeah, because DTB does mention how Natalie was talking mad shit on her live, and she said that's why she did that. Because, you know, you always want to talk shit, but don't want to get in the paint. Like, you're still a part of the cast. You need to get checked too. Fuck that. Which I really love that she said that, because I feel like everyone thinks it, but doesn't say it.
Exactly. Do you want to play it?
Yeah.
Are we fighting? No, but what's the problem?
The problem is
what? You want to be me, but you're not.
No, you went on live and was talking shit.
About
your best friend, that shit is fake. That's this, that's that.
Your best friend. Who is your
Natalie,
friend?
you have my number. You have my Instagram. You could have DM'd me. It's
Right,
no reason
right,
for you to
right,
go
right,
online
right,
and
right.
talk shit about me. You do
I
that
can
shit
do
every
whatever
fucking
I
time.
want.
You all right? And then you
And
get
I can do whatever I want.
It's
No, you
consequences.
don't have
You're a part of the cast, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so
And
guess
you're
what?
gonna have
Cast members
consequences.
get fucking touched.
Period. Cast members get fucking touched. Period.
Everybody whooping everybody.
Right. She's so quick to talk about baddie shut o'clock and everybody whooping everybody. So there you go. I mean,
exactly. And it's true. Like you said, that we are always thinking that as an audience. So the DTV again did what she had to do, man. Like, she went in there and really said what it is, because it's the truth.
Right. Exactly.
She does think she's untouchable. She is the puppet master behind a lot of it, and then thinks that she could just sit back and without no consequences.
Yeah.
And I love a bitch that reminds her and humbles her.
Yeah, but it never really humbles her.
No, I mean, I think it's funny because how embarrassing is it that Natalie's pissed off now at this point?
Now she's on an ego trip.
Yeah,
because she's deaf embarrassed.
Yeah, I don't want her back here. Get her out. She's not allowed back here. I don't want to see her anymore.
Yeah.
All that for her to come right back?
Yeah.
All that talk for DTV to still come back to the reunion and to Baddies Africa. Bitch, don't tell me Natalie got, and this is why I say, don't tell me Natalie got pulled. Because at the end of the day, if you do it right, the reason why E.T. didn't get a second chance is because she wasn't personable enough. She wasn't like DTV.
No, the fans didn't even like her.
DTV knows how to work the fans. She has a fan base. Like, she is a fan favorite. Of
Right.
course, Zeus Network is gonna fucking bring her back. The same way Krishan. They brought Krishan back.
Right.
Despite Natalie not wanting them there.
All right.
So, I mean, and when you're smart like DTB, you notice that. You know what it is. So it's like, yeah, bitch, I'm gonna fucking slap you. And I don't even think, she did it for entertainment. You could tell, because she really
slap her down.
could have smacked the shit out of her.
Yeah, and she
All
kept
she
it light.
did was like, you know what I mean? Like a little spanking in the booty.
Right, like a reminder, bitch.
Right. And that's what I'm saying. Like, even the fight, you could tell when she was fighting her that she wasn't really trying to hurt her.
Yeah, she
was
wasn't
trying to
really
dodge
fighting.
it.
Yeah. But it was so funny because after that, Natalie goes on her typical ego trip and she's going off talking about, this is my show. I'm not taking any disrespect from you bitches. With her hair fucked up and it's shaking and it's fucked up. And all the girls are confused, like, what happened? What happened? Anna and Biggie, they're confused. They're like, none of you bitches are gonna disrespect me on my show. I'm like, wow, she really is mad.
Yeah.
It's the same. And glad Scotty wasn't out there though. You She probably would have went off on Scotty just because same way she did with Krishan. Same shit. But anywho, yep, that was pretty wild. It was a funny sight to see.
Yeah, it really was funny. And I do want to touch up on the Jayla thing for a second, though. I do want to point out, which I forgot to mention, and I wrote it down, was yes, I do gotta say we are very harsh on Jayla, and I was like, what a dumb bitch when she came out running to rescue Natalie or to fight for Natalie. Mm-hmm. However, I will say one thing. I'm not biased enough to not acknowledge the truth and certain things. And I will say, and I got to give Jayla this, out of all of Natalie's friends, out of all of Natalie's supposed friends there, you had Scotty, you had Tasiki. I don't know if Rolley was out yet, but listen, Jayla wasn't out. She was
Rolley
in the back.
Wasn't out yet.
She was in the back and still came to as loyal of a friend as she is to come and help Natalie. Unlike them other girls, they was just sitting there. So I do got to say the loyalty for Jayla, despite her being a dumb bitch, is real.
Yeah, I mean, it is. But she's still a dumb bitch for being that loyal because...
to someone who doesn't treat her with that same respect.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. Exactly. But then they bring out Rolley, okay? And then they bring out Jayla. They bring out Jayla and Rolley.
Yeah, basically.
And Jayla confronts Rolley about the whole gun situation with Tommy.
Yeah.
And was trying to like clarify and explain herself that she doesn't play about that. You know, she wasn't trying to make fun. You felt some type of way. Rolley, being Rolley, was very mature. Like, I was actually very shocked at how she listened to people, because she's always going off and rah, 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 that she don't listen to people.
Yeah.
So she was just letting Jayla talk. And Jayla had her hair pinned up as if something was going to go down, and nothing went down because they were able to talk about it. And then they hugged it out at the end of the conversation.
Well, going back to the same thing that I will say with Rolley, you see some character development there, because you even saw a moment while Jayla was speaking, Rolley interrupted her and was like, and then she was like, sorry, no, go ahead. And continued. And you felt like, you know, when someone's trying to learn to listen sometimes, like you saw it in real life happen. Like you saw her catch herself and she was like, no, go ahead, continue. And I thought that was, again, something that was just nice to see. Like she's always the one that wants to yell the loudest.
Yeah.
So the fact that you didn't get that Rolley this time was really cool.
It was refreshing to hear some dialogue.
Yes.
I'm not going to lie. Like, obviously we already know it's like WWE SmackDown, but I still want to know the story. I still want to know the tea. I still want to know what happened, what you guys felt about stuff that you didn't see when you were filming.
Exactly.
And what you saw after it came out. Like, there still needs to be that conversation. Mm-hmm. And there needs to be a balance of dialogue. And yeah, of course, you know, some drama and shit, but there was a lot of dialogue. And I appreciated that. And it was like, it was mature dialogue. Yes. It was like, you know, listening, then speaking. It wasn't just so reactive like it usually is.
Exactly. And I do got to say, I love Rolley's look. I love the short hair. I love the makeup.
I realized she didn't have lashes on this time. I was like, no wonder why you look like that.
I like the way she looked. I actually really like the way she looked. I know that when she came out, she was definitely on guard. She asked Jayla why your hair was off.
She's always on guard.
She asked Scotty why her shoes was off.
Yep.
And it was so funny because, like, I mean, I don't blame her. Anybody would be on guard when you're at the fucking reunion.
Right. Mm-hmm. But she's honestly with whatever. Like, even though she was more mature, she still had that energy of like, whatever you want to do, I'm going to do.
Right, exactly.
But I'm not doing all this theatrics. Like, I'm tired.
Yeah.
She's a seasoned baddie now, so she feel like it is what it is. That's the energy I get.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
I mean, I feel like also the energy I got from Rolley this time around was she really was hurt by Scotty.
Yeah, and she does emphasize that when she talks about it, and she feels like, you know, Scotty allowed the internet to get to her head, which is why she posted that. And that's what I've been said, but, you know, at the end of the day, I feel like both can be true. Scotty can empathize or sympathize with Slim and still be like, yeah, but Rolley's my friend, which she pointed out in her, you know, paragraph that she posted on her story. Did she need to say it? No. You know, but she pointed it out. But I see both sides, because I would be upset too if I'm Rolley, because I'm like, you're my friend. What the fuck? Mm-hmm. And you know it was good. Yeah, you didn't know the whole thing with Summer, but like, that was not something that needed to be shared on the internet.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if you felt that way, okay, you
That's
felt
true.
that way.
That's true.
But why did you feel the need to post about it? Now the blogs got it.
Yeah.
Now it's bigger than it needs to be. And now it just looks bad.
Mhm.
Like, even if, you know, both are right, you're my friend and you didn't see the thing with Summer, that's fine. But why post about it? Obviously, you posted about it because you felt some type of way and you wanted to clear your name. That is the root of why you posted it. That's the problem. You didn't post it because, oh, yeah. No, you posted it because you yourself wanted to clear your own guilty conscience, right? Conscience. And that's why you posted it. So you're thinking about you and you're not thinking about me. And I feel like that was the whole point of where Rolley was coming from. And that's what I've been said, because it was given that. Like, you care too much about what these fans think about you. Like, it's done. It's done. We get it. You're the pretty, you know, nice girl next door. We get it. But you don't always have to be so fucking nice to people you don't fucking know. The fuck? That's all I gotta say about Scotty.
So then Janisha announces Biggie. Biggie comes out. You know, she's hyping up the crowd.
Yeah, as usual, Biggie is an entertainer.
She's like hyped up. She's singing her song a little bit with the crowd real quick. And then you notice that, like, as she sits down, you know, Biggie's like in a mood, a jolly mood. You see Janisha talk to Rolley because Rolley starts crying.
That's right.
Mm-hmm. And she asks her why she's crying. And then that's when Rolley talks about how, like, you know, there's only a few good girls that you'll meet on the show, like, for real. Like, she talks about good-spirited people. She did mention Jayla, you know. She did mention Natalie, how she's, like, motherly. And then Tasiki, how she's a strong woman. So whenever she's going through something, you know. And Tasiki's the only girl that she invited back to her house. And then I think it just all goes back to, again, her being hurt by Scotty's actions. And Scotty not really picking up on it really either, because she doesn't understand. Like, she's standing on what she did. She doesn't feel very apologetic about it either, which is, I mean, it is what it is.
Because in her mind, she's not thinking about it the way I just explained it.
Right.
She's thinking about it like, this poor girl, I felt bad for this poor girl. But if you really look deep within, you'd realize it's because of your own inner feelings, your own conflicted feelings, why you made that post.
Interesting. That's true. Yeah, that makes sense.
Right.
So then, whatever. So then they talk about that for a bit. Then they announce Anna Mac. Anna Mac comes out in her big boots and her
her outfit was fire.
Yeah, it was cool. It was giving, like I said, Shigo. Janisha then asked Biggie, which I thought was interesting, was like if there was any issues that she had to get off her chest.
Yeah, and she said, no, I'm chilling.
And no, but she was just like hella fake about it, like, oh no, you know, and she was just
She's
like,
so
I'm not
extra.
trying to fight. I'm the communicative baddie.
Yo,
I ain't got no beef.
Not the communicative baddie.
Yes, and then I thought it was funny because Janisha goes, "You're in a jolly mood." Fucking Bobby Lights in the audience goes,
Yo.
Timon and Pumbaa.
He does. He said it twice. To
try to get a reaction out of Biggie.
Yes.
And you see Biggie look at him
and ignore
just
him.
continue talking, which shout out to Biggie because, you know, again, she's not trying to deal with the bullshit.
Emotional maturity.
But what's with the beef between them? And I thought was interesting. I'm like, does it have to do with Tommy?
You think so?
Because, like, think about it. Like, you know, one thing about Biggie is that's her bitch.
Mhm.
And she's gonna, you know, and you know that Tommy and Bobby had their issues.
He should never try to take her vape. Like, why would he do that? Knowing she's a crazy bitch. Talking about, give me that vape. Why would you do that ever with Tommy? Like, be fucking for real.
Well, anyways, yeah, so I thought that was interesting. But again, and nothing came of that. You saw Bobby trying to get a reaction out of her.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But didn't work.
No, it didn't.
Bobby seemed different this time around.
He seemed like, I don't know. I can't read him. I can't feel the vibe.
He seemed like
he don't care.
He don't want to be there.
Yeah,
like,
I felt like that too.
Yeah,
like, he don't want to be there.
He's usually very different on the
after
show.
what happened with Tommy.
That's what I'm saying, yo.
What happened with Tommy? He's like, yo, because he knows she's gonna be there too.
But I'm surprised he came back because this is also the same network that aired out your medical business. Do you remember that?
Know he's gonna come back. It's the bag. It's the money. He's gonna come back. You know, times is hard in this hard economy.
Please. He was coming back even when times wasn't fucking hard. Save me with that shit. They did him dirty on Bobby I Love You Purr. They brought his whole ex back. They abuse the shit out of this guy. He just love it.
He do.
Love it.
He loved that shit. He toxic. He's toxic.
True.
Yeah. So that's probably his normal.
Mm-hmm. So this is where also like Saucy gives credit to Biggie and says that she took criticism from the last season and has been standing on business, which I thought was a little bit of a reach, but okay.
No, but she definitely was standing up for herself more. Like in the beginning, they were talking shit, but she was standing up for herself. Like she fought Nunu head on. You know, she didn't have to, and she did. Why are you looking at me like that?
Because she didn't fight. What the fuck? What happened with Jaden?
Okay, yeah, she fought Jaden.
And what's her
Akbar?
name? Akbar.
No, she didn't fight Akbar, but I feel like I don't know. I feel like I don't know, girl. I feel like in the earlier episodes, she definitely was more. I don't know. I really don't care, to be very honest with you. I really don't care.
That made no sense.
Because I feel like we recapped these episodes before. I said what I said in those past episodes. I don't remember. You're going to have to go back and watch it.
The whole time, Biggie's been saying how she's missing a lung and how she's going through shit.
That's
right.
And
that's why she hasn't been herself and doesn't want to.
That's right.
You
but
know,
she
be
still
involved
got
with
in the
Anna.
paint with Nunu. And I feel like that's probably that's probably what he's referring to.
Wow. Okay. Well, that's what I said. All right, I guess. Like I said, he was giving her props. Because, I mean, I feel like there was a lot more to criticize Biggie for this season.
I agree. That's
than
why,
anything.
I guess his only thing was probably only looking at fights. So that's probably where he was coming from, because I do feel like there's a lot to criticize her, like her energy towards Jazz. Like they're not asking the right questions.
That's why I said I feel like again, he might have became friends with these girls now. So though that those questions,
I don't give a fuck. Like even if we become cool, sure, but there's a way to ask a question without coming off a certain way, and there's a way to come off a certain way. I mean, both can still be a factor, but that doesn't mean I'm not going to ask the question.
Yeah.
But that's just me. I be asking my friends like hard ass questions, like my close friends.
You do.
So I could only imagine, you know what I'm saying? If I could ask my close friends that regardless of the situation, I'm definitely going to ask you some shit, and we're just going to keep it a buck here. Like,
right.
Let's just be honest. Just be honest.
Well, I know that Janisha asked Anna about Summer, and Anna calls her a crumb bucket.
Yeah, she said she hates her.
She hates her. She's ready to fight her. Bring out the crumb bucket.
Yeah.
And
the audience couldn't stand Anna.
Yeah,
they was like booing her and shit.
They were booing her.
Oh my God. Was there a scene where the audience like chimed in and gave their opinion? There was a scene where they were given the mic and they were talking about something. I don't fucking remember. But the point is, the audience should not be talking. The audience should be the audience and sit there and react, clap, cheer, boo, whatever. Other than that, you should not be talking.
Yeah.
You should not even be getting like individual B-rolls when you're walking in. Who gives a fuck? Okay? You also should not be trying to fight. Like, sit your ass down and be in the fucking audience.
Yeah.
I don't know where they're getting these people from, but obviously it's people they fucking know.
Right.
But, like, be the audience. Like, it's just this, like, I don't like that. We're here for the baddies. We're here for the show. We're not here for the fucking audience. And it's like, it's giving those bitches want to be on baddies.
Right.
So they're going to act out in the audience. And I don't know. I wish they got different people to sit in the audience, because it's just giving the same vibe. Like, get different people so we can get different reactions.
True.
To the mess that's going on. You have the same people that want to be on the fucking show. It's not going to be that different.
Yeah, exactly. 100%. I agree. Well, as Janisha's asking Anna about Summer, Saucy chimes in and tells Scotty, oh, you owe Summer some fades too. And Scotty's like, I fought her many times on the show. And he was like, yeah, but on this stage though. And I thought it was interesting because it's so funny how, like, you know, going back to that WWE SmackDown vibes, like we forget, I guess, being so caught up in the reunion that these people are human beings. They're not fucking action figure dolls that you're just gonna fight this one and
that's
one.
how they treat them.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna hold you. Like the extreme fan base, they really do act like that. It's ugly.
Yeah. Like you gotta fight them, and then it's just like because I know at some point they mentioned Tasiki and Big Lex, and it was like why?
And then Bobby's like, yeah, I'd like to see that.
Right.
I'd like to see that.
What is this? Mortal Kombat?
It is. It is Mortal Kombat, man. Baddie Mortal Kombat.
They ain't even got beef, and you just like, I want to see that.
Yeah, like I'd love to see that. Yeah, like what the fuck?
Like I'm a human being.
No, literally, I'm like, y'all really just want these bitches to just like I don't. You know what I was thinking about earlier?
What?
If Tasiki, I know on her, she has OnlyFans, but I know she just be posting like nude shit, right? But if she really were to like post exclusive fights, she would get mad people subscribe to her OnlyFans.
I'm sure.
Because I feel like they follow her and subscribe to her because she's like a really good fighter. So if she were to like do some crazy shit, like some real like shit and be like, yeah, I'm being this bitch ass tomorrow. Go check it out on my OnlyFans. They gonna subscribe to her OnlyFans, and that shit is fucked up.
Yeah.
That's fucked up. But that's the audience. It is, but that's the audience. I mean, people post fights on Twitter all the time. You telling me it's gonna be illegal for her to post a fight on Twitter? She could make it up and seem like, oh, someone caught this, or like, I don't fucking know.
That's so dumb.
She can make a story out of it.
That is the dumbest idea I've ever heard.
It's dumb because you know why it's dumb? It's dumb because it's not a good idea when you're thinking from a moral concept. But if you're thinking from...
I'm thinking from a legal concept, bitch.
Right, that's still moral. So,
that's not moral.
But if you're what's right and what's wrong...
I'm talking about legally, bitch. Like, I'm going to go to jail. Like, I'm not even thinking right or wrong or God
that's what's
in this.
Right or wrong. And
that freedom.
I feel like the two correlate sometimes, though.
Yeah, but
exactly.
They do, but not right now. I don't even give a fuck about right or wrong. I'm talking about behind bars or not, bitch.
Obviously, you know, that's the case. However, what I'm saying is if she were to do some shit like that, if she really, if Tasiki were to start her own fight club, and really like start doing her own thing, like Tasiki's Fight Club, where she brings all these girls and all this shit and put it on OnlyFans. You telling me she would make way more money, I'm sure, than what she's making right now just showing her ass, because people subscribe to her because she's a boxer. Like, so if she were to figure out how to monetize that, you know, you're sleeping right now. It's okay. It's okay. But I feel like I'm onto something. So if she is watching this, or someone that's working for her that's watching it, they're probably going to steal my idea and tell her, yo, you should think about it because you're going to make mad money. And then watch her make mad money more than just show her. Yo!
This is why they say you go off the rails when I'm not here, bitch. That was so out of pocket. So then Janisha calls out Tink. And this is where we find out that Tink is motherfucking pregnant.
I know. I was like, wow, what a grand entrance.
What a grand entrance. But you would think it would be a grand entrance. But I mean, the fucking crowd was like, ooh. Like you hear, like, it's not like, oh my God. You know how girls are usually like,
because that's how you know.
They was just like,
she can't fight no more.
Yeah.
Like, that's all you're worried about?
The only person I think I can recall that said congratulations was Janisha.
Yeah, it would be Janisha.
Right, that's what I'm saying. It would be Janisha.
It would be Janisha.
Yeah.
But like, even Saucy talking about, oh, she can't fight nobody. She pregnant. She can't fight nobody.
And the crowd starts booing.
Yeah.
The crowd starts booing. They're like, bitch, what? She's pregnant. What are y'all fucking booing
I
for?
was like, this is what I'm talking about. It's that energy, like, with the fan base that me personally, like, I can't stand. Like, I don't like that weird dark shit. Like, y'all always want these bitches to go in the fire and die, like, for baddies, like, for the name of baddies or something. Like, you want these bitches to die for a baddie chain. You want these bitches to die on the show. Like, it's just weird energy. And they're the same ones talk about, oh, we don't want it to get too dangerous. But, like, no, there are people out there that do. They just not saying it.
Yeah.
They're not saying it. The fact that you couldn't even be happy for Tink because you want to see her fight or beat a bitch up or get beat up is crazy to me. Like, That's that energy from that fan base that I don't fuck with.
Yeah. Well,
and we don't bring that energy here. So if y'all got that energy, y'all not gonna enjoy the show. I'm telling you that right now.
Yeah. I know that she mentions that she's having a girl, which is very cute.
I know. That's gonna be her second
So,
daughter.
Congratulations to Miss Tinkabella.
Congratulations, Tinkabella.
There you go. And then Janisha, right? You know, Tink sits down. Janisha then calls out DTB.
Yo.
And this is where you see Natalie, like, she does this, like this shock. Like, are you serious? You know what I mean? It was so funny because it's like, of course, DTB is coming out looking like she's ready. And then Rolley gets up and is like, come on. And then
you want to bully Natalie?
Yeah. And I'm just like, you see, these are her soldiers, and Natalie's just smiling like, because she knows Rolley can fight. And then that was pretty much it.
That is where the episode ends, y'all. And in the next part, we see, obviously, this prolonged part of DTB and Rolley's fight. And then all the rest of the girls come out, and it's chaotic. So with that being said, I mean, I thought part 1 was pretty solid. I like that there was more dialogue. I thought it was good. I mean, will it compare to what's the other one? What is it? East. Baddies East reunion. You think it'll compare to Baddies East? I think Baddies East was like up there. And I've been saying it. Baddies East is like probably like the best Baddies.
I mean, it's hard to top E.T. running it.
And saying it, E.T. was the top of that reunion.
I don't know yet. Next episode looks like it's crazy. So, I mean, I am excited to see how it goes down with the 3 girls coming out. I am excited to see how it all pans out, really. I don't know till the end. So, I did like the first episode. I love the outfits. I love the vibe. I think it was a solid first episode for sure. Lots of context. I could do without the B-roll, the audience, and the performance of Natalie Nunn. But, I mean, can't have everything. There was like a 10-minute fucking recap in the beginning that I couldn't stand either. We skipped that part too.
Yeah, no, we skipped over it. But I get it. That as the reunion, they like to do that. But me personally, that's just fluff that we don't need.
It'd be one thing if like the episode was like an hour and 10 minutes and then the 10 minutes was the recap and then you have an hour full of content. That's one thing.
Right.
But if you're only giving me like 49 minutes and then 10 minutes of it is the recap.
Right. They always do that shit too.
I know.
And then they have mad fucking B-roll. I'm
exactly.
like, I'm really kind of over it. But yeah, I mean, pardon, that was late. For what usually comes out. That was pretty light. All right. Well, I mean, that, I thought it was solid. I can't wait to see part 2.
We're curious. What are your thoughts on everything we had to say today?
Yeah, comment your thoughts. Is there something we missed? Is there something that, we probably forgot?
I do want to address that, we have been kind of like, I don't know, people agree and disagree in the comments, have been disagreeing, especially when we talk about Jayla and stuff like that. And I just want to say one thing. Whether you agree with us or not, I do appreciate your comments. Because at the end of the day, most of them are never disrespectful.
Right.
And we may go back and forth, whatever the case may be. But at the end of the day, it's all love and we're all adults here. And, it's a community and you're entitled to your opinion, and we're entitled to ours. But we appreciate all the comments. Honestly, we're not exempt from criticism.
Right.
We are human beings.
Right.
So I just wanted to clarify because I know the baddie stuff has been coming a little bit, especially with Jayla. So it's just like I just want to clarify.
Yeah, I mean, no, and that's a good thing to point out because I agree. The same way I'm entitled to my opinion, you guys are entitled to yours too. The same way what we talk about is open for criticism. We're open for criticism too. We always understand that. And I feel like when we started this, we came in with that. It's all love. It's not that deep because that's really what it is to me.
Yeah.
But I always appreciate, people leaving their opinions because they're not always going to agree, but you'll come back because you'll like to hear how we recap the show. And I appreciate that. But the same way you can give your opinion, I'm always gonna give mine. So I mean, it's just one of those things.
Exactly.
We definitely appreciate the comments and the engagement, and
because I know some people were saying, we're just saying because I don't know, they're saying you talk about us stating our opinion, and then when we state our opinion, you have something to say. And that's
Who said that?
No, like that was just what they were insinuating in the last comment when we were going back and forth. And a few of those, I mean, you were going back and forth with a few people.
No, that wasn't a comment to me. That was a comment to someone else because someone else responded to them and they were like,
oh, yes, it was. Yes.
And they responded to them and say like goofy, like
yeah,
they always encourage people to leave their comments. What are you talking about?
Right. Okay.
So yeah, like it was a little bicker between two people in the comments.
I did see something like that and I was just like, guys, yes.
I mean, they keep it cute though. They keep it cute.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. But I just wanted to clarify that we don't like, listen, criticize us. I don't give a fuck. Like, you know what I mean? Right. We're not perfect. I don't care. But we are very intrigued to hear your opinion. So whether it's good or bad.
Yeah.
And that being said, you guys can find me on Instagram. That's JESSI.strange. And where can they find you, Miss Tiana Locke?
You can find me on Instagram at Randomania1. You can find me in Indiana Jones. You can find podcast on Instagram at the Petty Headquarters. All right. We release episodes weekly, y'all. We post on all podcast platforms as well as YouTube. All right. And it's all at the Petty Headquarters. It is very simple. So one thing I do want to say before we let you guys go is that at some point down the line, we are thinking of coming out with merch. So definitely, drop your comments or hit us up on our Instagram and let us know what kind of merch you'd like to see or what you'd like to have besides a mug. Let's get creative. But yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it, y'all. With that being said,
this was your weekly dose of mess.